Every marriage faces its challenges, but certain early warning signs can indicate deeper issues that must be addressed. Recognizing these signs isn't about giving up, it's about taking a proactive step toward growth and creating a stronger, more lasting partnership. Watching this video until the end could give you valuable insights, whether for your relationship or to help someone you care about. Remember, awareness is the first step to positive change. If you find this content helpful, be sure to share it with those who could benefit, and don't forget to subscribe for more powerful relationship advice. 1. Lack of communication. One of the first signs that a marriage is facing difficulties is a lack of communication. Communication forms the foundation of any healthy relationship, and when it starts to fade, feelings of distance and disconnection can begin to take root. You might find that conversations become less frequent, or that you and your partner are avoiding discussions altogether. This avoidance can stem from past arguments or misunderstandings, leading to a pattern where neither person wants to risk further conflict. Over time, the conversations that do occur might feel superficial, and meaningful exchanges can become increasingly rare, leaving both partners feeling emotionally distant. Frequent misunderstandings are another sign of communication breakdown. Simple conversations about daily tasks can escalate into arguments, often because words are misinterpreted or intentions are questioned. These misunderstandings usually stem from unresolved emotions or unmet expectations that have been left unspoken. If not addressed, small issues can quickly snowball into bigger conflicts, creating an environment where both partners feel like they're walking on eggshells. This constant tension makes it harder to have open and honest exchanges, as the fear of conflict outweighs the need for connection. Rebuilding communication is not only essential, but it is also entirely possible. Start by carving out time each day, even if it's just a few minutes, to check in with each other. It doesn't have to be an intense conversation. Small moments of connection can go a long way. Focus on truly listening to your partner without interrupting, and share your thoughts with empathy and respect. Active listening shows that you care and are committed to understanding. By consistently creating space for these open, non-judgmental conversations, you help to rebuild the emotional connection in your marriage and create a stronger, more resilient partnership. 2. Frequent criticism or blame. Frequent criticism or blame can be a major obstacle in a marriage, often signaling deeper, unresolved issues. When one partner continuously criticizes the other, whether it's over minor matters or even their personality traits, it can create a toxic environment of negativity. This kind of behavior can leave the recipient feeling unloved, unappreciated, and disrespected. Over time, constant criticism chips away at self-esteem, causing resentment to build up. Instead of addressing the problem at hand, both partners may start focusing on each other's flaws, making it more difficult to recognize the positive aspects of the relationship. This constant blame cycle can leave both partners feeling stuck in a pattern where every conversation feels like an attack. Rather than collaborating to solve the issue, the criticism pushes both people further apart. The partner on the receiving end might withdraw emotionally or become defensive, while the one doing the criticizing may grow frustrated with the lack of change in their partner's behavior. Ultimately, the relationship begins to deteriorate as both individuals become more focused on each other's faults instead of supporting one another. The key to breaking this cycle lies in shifting the focus from criticism to understanding. Instead of pointing out what your partner is doing wrong, try to understand the underlying reasons for their actions. Approach the conversation with empathy, recognizing that everyone has their own struggles and ways of coping. This doesn't mean excusing negative behavior, but it encourages a constructive approach to resolving the issue. Instead of labeling or criticizing your partner's character, talk about specific actions and how they make you feel. Creating a safe space for open dialogue is essential. It's also important to express appreciation for your partner's positive actions. Acknowledging their efforts and strengths can help balance the focus away from the negatives. Encouraging mutual support and working together to solve problems rather than assigning blame, creates a more compassionate, cooperative relationship. By fostering empathy and gratitude, couples can rebuild trust, strengthen their emotional bond, and break free from destructive cycles of criticism. 3. Avoidance of intimacy. Avoidance of intimacy is a subtle yet significant sign that a marriage may be in trouble. Intimacy encompasses both physical and emotional connections, and when either begins to fade, it can create a sense of distance between partners. Physical intimacy might diminish, with simple gestures like holding hands or kissing becoming rare. Emotionally, partners may stop sharing their vulnerabilities, hopes, and dreams, leading to a growing emotional gap. Over time, this lack of intimacy can result in feelings of loneliness and resentment, making the marriage feel more like a partnership than a loving, connected relationship. The decline in intimacy often points to deeper issues such as unresolved conflicts, emotional neglect, or unmet needs. When these underlying problems are left unaddressed, the emotional distance between partners only grows. As a result, couples may find themselves disconnected, unable to talk about their feelings, or even engage in basic forms of affection. This gradual erosion of closeness can make it difficult to pinpoint exactly what's wrong, but the absence of intimacy creates an undeniable void in the relationship. Rebuilding intimacy doesn't require grand gestures, but rather consistent, small acts that help reconnect you emotionally and physically. Make time for each other even during busy lives, whether through a quiet evening, a heartfelt conversation, or simply spending time together without distractions. Reignite the physical connection through simple gestures like holding hands or hugging. Emotionally, focus on sharing openly and listening with empathy, fostering an environment where both partners feel heard and valued. By taking these small steps, you can begin to restore the intimacy that has been lost and rekindle the closeness that is vital for a strong, lasting marriage. 4. Persistent feelings of resentment. Persistent resentment can silently damage a marriage, gradually creating an emotional divide between partners. This often starts when one or both feel unappreciated, unsupported, or misunderstood. Over time, these feelings fester and lead to emotional withdrawal, where partners may feel neglected or taken for granted. The buildup of resentment erodes trust and goodwill, damaging the sense of partnership and intimacy that once existed between the couple. Resentment typically arises from unmet needs, unexpressed frustrations, or unresolved conflicts. When emotions aren't communicated openly, they accumulate, often manifesting in passive-aggressive behavior, emotional withdrawal, or outbursts during minor disagreements. This growing emotional distance can leave both partners feeling isolated, making it increasingly difficult to reconnect and rebuild trust. To overcome resentment, open and honest communication is essential. Partners should express their feelings in a way that encourages understanding, not blame. Instead of expecting the other to read their mind, they should openly share their emotions, focusing on how they feel rather than accusing the other person. Addressing the root causes of resentment, whether unmet needs, unrealistic expectations, or past hurt, can help clear the air and restore emotional connection. With patience, empathy, and vulnerability, couples can work through resentment and rebuild a stronger, more compassionate bond. 5. Lack of shared goals or vision. A lack of shared goals or vision can gradually create a rift between partners, causing them to drift apart without realizing it. In the early stages of a relationship, couples often have common dreams and aspirations. However, as time passes, individual growth, life circumstances, and personal priorities can lead to divergent paths. If these goals aren't regularly discussed and aligned, partners may start feeling disconnected or unsure of the future of their relationship, as they no longer feel like they are moving forward together. The issue often doesn't stem from significant differences in values, but from a lack of communication about each person's goals and dreams. Everyday demands like work, finances, and family obligations can overshadow conversations about long-term aspirations, leaving couples feeling emotionally distant. When partners no longer share a vision for the future, it can create uncertainty and frustration about where the relationship is headed. To resolve this, it's essential for couples to have regular, open conversations about their individual dreams and long-term goals. Discussing where you each see yourselves in the future, both individually and as a couple, helps identify areas of alignment and areas that need attention. By setting shared goals, whether related to finances, family, or personal ambitions, couples can reignite their connection and build a future together. Even small shared projects or goals can foster a deeper sense of unity, strengthening the bond and ensuring that both partners are growing together in the same direction. 6. Inability to resolve conflicts. An inability to resolve conflicts can severely damage a marriage, creating emotional distance and unresolved tension between partners. When conflicts are not addressed properly, they can escalate, leading to recurring arguments and deeper issues. Small disagreements, if ignored or mishandled, can snowball into larger problems that remain unresolved. Over time, this creates frustration, bitterness, and emotional exhaustion as issues continue to resurface without resolution, weakening the emotional connection in the relationship. The failure to resolve conflicts often stems from poor communication, fear of confrontation, or emotional reactivity. One partner may withdraw or shut down during disagreements, avoiding the necessary conversation, while the other may escalate the argument, focusing on winning rather than solving the problem. This dynamic fosters an adversarial environment, further eroding the bond and preventing both partners from moving forward together as a team. Repeated unresolved conflicts can create a deep divide, making it difficult to rebuild trust or reconnect emotionally. To resolve conflicts effectively, couples must approach them calmly and with patience. The key is to work together, focusing on solving the issue rather than assigning blame. Active listening is essential, where both partners genuinely hear and understand each other's perspectives. By using I statements and being mindful of tone and body language, couples can prevent arguments from escalating. Taking breaks when emotions are high and practicing forgiveness helps prevent resentment from building. Conflict resolution, when done constructively, can strengthen a relationship, fostering trust and emotional closeness. 7. Emotional withdrawal. Emotional withdrawal is a serious issue in a marriage, often signaling that one or both partners are losing their emotional investment in the relationship. It may start subtly with signs of apathy, disinterest, or a lack of enthusiasm for the connection. Over time, this detachment grows into a larger emotional divide, where both partners feel increasingly distant. Emotional withdrawal can manifest in various ways, such as avoiding important conversations, becoming less affectionate, or showing a lack of interest in each other's experiences. This creates an atmosphere of neglect and can leave the partner who is still emotionally invested feeling unloved and unimportant. This emotional detachment often arises from unmet needs or unresolved issues in the relationship, such as feeling unheard, unappreciated, or overwhelmed. The lack of communication or intimacy can lead to a sense of disconnection. When one partner withdraws emotionally, it can trigger a cycle of isolation, where the distance between them grows, further deepening the emotional rift. If not addressed, this emotional withdrawal can seriously threaten the stability and intimacy of the relationship. To address emotional withdrawal, couples need to return to the activities and habits that once brought them closer. Reflecting on the moments of connection, whether through shared interests, dates, or intimate conversations, can reignite the emotional spark. It's also crucial to show genuine interest in each other's lives, listen actively, and engage emotionally, even in small ways, such as texting or offering affirmations. Rebuilding emotional intimacy also requires vulnerability, where both partners openly express their feelings and needs, fostering compassion and understanding. By working together to reconnect, couples can overcome emotional withdrawal and strengthen their bond. 8. Disrespect or dismissiveness. Disrespect or dismissiveness is a significant issue in any marriage and can be a major factor in the relationship's eventual breakdown if not addressed. It can manifest in many forms, such as belittling each other's opinions, disregarding feelings, or using hurtful tones, which creates a negative environment where both partners feel devalued, unheard, and unimportant. When these behaviors become a consistent part of the relationship, they chip away at the emotional foundation of the marriage and erode trust. Over time, the accumulation of disrespectful actions can lead to deep resentment, making it harder to resolve conflicts and rebuild the connection. In a healthy marriage, both partners should feel valued and respected, even during disagreements. However, when disrespect becomes common, it indicates a lack of genuine understanding or consideration for each other's perspectives and needs. Disrespect can be subtle, like interrupting, rolling eyes, or minimizing concerns, or more overt, such as mocking or insulting. Regardless of the form, dismissiveness prevents effective communication and fosters disconnection. To address disrespect, the first step is to consciously treat each other with kindness, empathy, and respect. Understand that your partner's feelings and opinions are just as valid as your own, even if disagreements arise. Approach each conflict with curiosity and openness rather than defensiveness by asking, "What is my partner feeling? What do they need in this moment?" Practicing empathy involves listening deeply, not just to the words, but to the emotions behind them, and validating your partner's experience, even if you don't agree. During conflicts, instead of dismissing or belittling your partner, pause to reflect on their perspective and emotions. While it's not about agreeing with everything, showing that you value their thoughts and feelings opens the door for healthy dialogue. Avoid hurtful remarks, sarcasm, or insults. Speaking calmly and respectfully, even in challenging moments, promotes constructive communication. Another key component is making amends when you realize you've hurt your partner. A sincere apology, acknowledging the impact of your words or actions, helps heal the rift and rebuilds trust. Over time, consistently treating each other respectfully strengthens communication and fosters a deeper connection. When you approach each other with kindness and empathy, you create an environment where disagreements can be resolved without them devolving into disrespect, setting the stage for a stronger, more resilient marriage. 9. Lack of fun or joy together. When couples stop having fun together or no longer enjoy each other's company, it often signals that the relationship is losing its spark. Initially, relationships are filled with excitement and shared adventures, but over time, the pressures of life can overshadow these moments. A lack of fun can lead to emotional disconnection, leaving both partners feeling like roommates rather than a loving couple. Without playfulness and shared enjoyment, the relationship can stagnate, and both partners may feel dissatisfied or bored. To reignite the joy in your relationship, it's important to carve out time for shared experiences. This doesn't need to involve extravagant trips. Simple moments like having a date night, cooking together, or taking a walk can help restore the connection. Shared laughter is also a powerful way to bond, as it fosters positive memories and helps both partners feel more connected and less stressed. Humor can also diffuse tension, bringing focus back to the positive aspects of the relationship. Rediscovering hobbies or trying new activities together can breathe new life into the relationship. Whether it's dancing, hiking, or traveling, engaging in fun activities creates fresh experiences that bring you closer. By prioritizing joy and making time for laughter, you strengthen the bond and build lasting memories that keep the love alive, even during life's challenges. 10. Constant comparison to other relationships. Constantly comparing your relationship to others can undermine its strength and happiness. Social media often portrays idealized versions of relationships, romantic vacations, grand gestures, and flawless moments, which can create unrealistic expectations. Comparing your love to these curated snapshots can lead to dissatisfaction, feelings of inadequacy, and resentment toward both your partner and yourself. It's easy to forget that these portrayals often leave out the challenges that every relationship faces, distorting your view of your own connection. To combat the negative effects of comparison, focus on what makes your relationship unique. Reflect on the support, growth, and shared experiences you and your partner have cultivated. Rather than comparing your relationship to others, define your own standards of happiness and fulfillment. Every couple has their own rhythm, and it's more important to nurture your connection than to measure it against others. Shift your energy into deepening your bond. Create meaningful experiences together, whether through conversations, adventures, or quiet moments of togetherness. By appreciating what you have and eliminating the habit of comparison, you free yourself from unrealistic standards and open the door to a more authentic, fulfilling relationship. Embrace the strengths and uniqueness of your partnership and commit to growing together. Moving forward together in a marriage is about facing challenges, not avoiding them. Every relationship will encounter struggles, but recognizing early signs of trouble provides an opportunity for growth, not defeat. Identifying areas that need attention allows you to address issues before they become overwhelming. The strength of a marriage lies in how both partners respond to challenges, showing love, patience, and a willingness to grow together. A strong marriage requires continuous effort, open communication, and a commitment to understanding each other. Problems don't resolve on their own, they require active teamwork. Relationships thrive on resilience, adaptability, and the mutual desire to move forward, not on perfection. Even in difficult times, partners can strengthen their bond, deepen their connection, and grow together by embracing challenges with love and understanding. Every strong relationship goes through ups and downs. These periods of struggle are not signs of failure but growth opportunities. By addressing issues head-on and prioritizing love over blame, couples can create a deeper, more fulfilling partnership. Remember, recognizing issues early is a sign of care and attention. With patience and a shared vision for the future, your marriage can endure and thrive. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more relationship tips. Keep growing together.